Are you experiencing a lot of rejection in your professional life right now? Maybe you're hearing a lot of no, no, no on repeat. Well, we have the most amazing story of resilience, vision, and not giving up. Welcome to Coffee. We're your hosts.
I'm Steve.
And I'm Margaux Drake. Hello, Norina Cadili.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome.
Hi, Norina. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You have such an incredible story that could inspire so many people. So let's talk first about what you do in our amazing city of Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yes, well, I am the general manager of the JW Marriott in Grand Rapids. I've been at this hotel for almost 18 years. I started as a front desk agent, but I'm also part of the Women in Hospitality Leadership Group. I'm the president of the Grand Rapids chapter.
Of course you are.
It makes sense. I'm also part of Leadership Grand Rapids right now and just participate and volunteer in various opportunities that I can get myself involved in.
So one of the things that I want to point out is that you are the first female general manager of the JW Marriott in downtown Grand Rapids, Michigan. So
yes, that's correct. Thank you so much. So I am the first at this hotel. And then one thing that I had found out last year, which I thought was sort of insane, was that I'm only one of, now it's 5, it was 3, but one of 5 female GMs of JW Marriott's in all of North America and Canadian properties. And there's 43 properties that make that up. So we have some work to do, but it does feel good to be part of that group.
You are pioneering.
That's awesome. Congratulations. It's well earned.
Oh, great. And
so I'm sure it was a really easy, smooth path to get there, right?
It was so easy. I mean, it just happened like overnight,
You just walked in
didn't do
and said,
anything.
hey, I'm here. Give me the job. So thank you for bringing that up. So perfect segue. Tell us how you got started in that smooth start of yours.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you kicked off by saying hearing no, no, no. I'll start by saying that growing up, I grew up in culturally in an Italian family. My dad was an immigrant of Sicily. I have 3 brothers. In that culture, you hear men can, women can't a lot. It is, the women have their place. And so growing up, I heard no so much. I heard your brothers, yeah, they can because they're boys, and you can't because you're girls. So I think growing up, I just had this level of a drive of just, I can do anything that they're able to do and more. But, when hearing the word no, I applied here when I was fresh out of college. I worked in hotels. I worked at the Radisson in Kalamazoo through my whole college career. And this hotel was being built. And I knew I wanted to work here. I was like, this is the space. This is the place that I want to be. It's an iconic building that's going in downtown.
It was a big deal for Grand Rapids to get a JW Marriott, right?
It was a huge deal. Yeah. The first in the Midwest, a luxury brand in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It was definitely a special thing. So I didn't think I would have a problem at all getting my foot in the door here because I had just come off of almost 4 years in hospitality in a full service hotel. So I tried to apply here before the hotel opened, and I said, I will do anything. I just want to get my foot in the door. So I get through my first interview, I get through my second interview, and then I meet for
and please tell everyone what you were applying for.
Yeah, so I actually originally just said anything. Just get me in there. I'll do anything. I worked in banquets. I was a banquet captain. And so I was working food and beverage. I come from a history of food and beverage. My parents owned a restaurant. I worked in that growing up.
Slam dunk.
Yeah. So I was thinking food and beverage is my natural move. When I ended up in my final interview, I realized I was interviewing for a Starbucks barista. And that's fine, but I had no idea. I'd never done coffee or worked in coffee. And I had this interview and it was fine. And, the person who interviewed me is still with the company in a regional director role. But I got a phone call that they were passing on me. And I was like, what? I don't even understand what just happened. So I was a little deflated, but I just thought, well, that's just a no, and I'm going to try again. So I ended up actually very ironically getting a job at a Starbucks. And I opened a new location in Standale, was working as a barista, doing my thing, and the opportunity came again to apply. I saw a front office supervisor position open. It was about, I would say, 8 months later, and I didn't have any front office experience at all, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to try again. I've got to try again. So I applied again, and I had another series of great interviews. And I thought, for sure, this is it. Like, I'm in, shoe in for this position. And then I got a phone call. So that was in 2008. And I think everybody remembers that in 2008, we hit this little thing called a recession. So I got a phone call that they loved me, they wanted to hire me, but they were now on a hiring freeze. And
Oh my word.
I just thought, is this their way of just being nice and telling me that they don't want to give me the job again? I just didn't know. So I continued forward and doing my thing. And the funny thing is, about a month later, I was working the drive-through at the Starbucks, and one of the HR leaders was the customer. And when she came up to the window, she looked at me and she says, "You look really familiar, Norina." And I said, "Yeah, Norina." I said, "Oh yeah, Megan, it's nice to see you again." I got a phone call the very next day, asking me to come in and start my job. So
you are like an onion. I just keep hearing new parts of your story that make it even more incredible.
Well, and it was so funny because when she pulled up, before even realizing who I was, she said, "That was the friendliest drive-through experience I've ever had." And then she looked at me and she's like, "Wait a minute, Norina?" And so it was just a really funny connection and full circle moment, really, like, to get passed out on a job and then go start working in the same capacity somewhere else. And then for that to full circle into the job. But I started as a front desk agent. So the supervisor position got filled internally, which was great. Started as a front desk agent. And then the rest is kind of history. I sort of worked my way up from there.
That's
And-
fantastic.
Wow. This is so inspirational. Resilience, resilience, resilience. Every time you hit a roadblock, you just kept going.
I hope some young women especially are listening to that, because they do hear it a lot, especially from family. And I don't think it's out of spite. A lot of times it's out of love, because they don't want someone's feelings to get hurt. And
Yeah.
it's awesome that you became numb to that and just said, "Oh, well, I'll find another way."
You find a way, and you keep
And you
trying.
always do find a way. And I think I am a true believer that everything does happen the way it's supposed to and for a reason.
Yep.
And I think
Yep.
that when a door closes, another opens. I really believe that. And in every situation along this career path, even when I have heard no, something else happened that was so much bigger and better. And I can't not believe that that's just the way it's supposed to happen. And we learn, you fail forward, you live and you learn. You have those moments where, maybe you don't hear what you want to hear, but you don't let those moments define you. You grow from it and you become stronger.
That's incredible. Listening for new opportunities is kind of a talent, especially when you hear no, you can shut down. So as long as you can keep your eyes and ears open for something that's coming that you're not expecting, that's awesome. What were you going to say?
You are dropping gold nuggets. I was going to say, I love you. Like, every time I talk to you, I love you more and more.
That's more of the story than I've heard before.
I also want to add that Norina is a busy mama.
A little bit.
You raised, so how long did it take you between, and I told you this 10 minutes would go so fast, so we have about another minute, but between getting hired as the front desk agent and becoming general manager, which you never took your eye off that vision. How long did that take?
Yep. So I've been in this role for 3 years now. So what's my math here? I've been here like almost just about 18 years. So it took 15 years from the point of a front desk agent to general manager.
Thank you for pointing out it was not overnight.
It was not overnight.
Years. It wasn't 15 seconds, 15 minutes, 15 days, 15 months.
Yeah, I went through a lot of various roles. I pivoted a little bit, you know, having a young family at one point, I pivoted a little bit more to have a more Monday through Friday type schedule. And then when I was ready to get back into operations, I moved in that direction. I found a lot of flexibility in that I could try different things. And, you know, the clear path GM wasn't always the end goal. But I knew I wanted to keep growing. And so I was willing to try different things to see what I really liked. And in this industry, there's so many different places you can go and things that you can do and careers that you can have. So I wanted to try it all. And I think that really has helped me in my journey because I can really understand and empathize in a lot of different capacities and different departments because I've done a lot of them.
And as you were growing personally and professionally and in your leadership, talk about your kids. You were raising babies.
I was. I have 3 kids. One is 17 now. I have an almost 15-year-old and a 7-year-old. And yeah, I mean, people say like, how do you do it? How do you do it? You just do. I can't even give the rhyme or reason. You figure it out. We have ups and downs. We have moments where our life is chaos. I cry myself to sleep at night. I do my makeup in the parking garage sometimes. Like it is sometimes pure chaos. Okay. But
that's the real right there.
That's the real. I mean, it's not easy, but you know, I cherish every moment that I get to be with them and watch them play ball and do all these things. And so you find a way and you make it happen. I think though, one thing that people do, women who are working, families, all the things that are going through it, and men who are supporting their wives while they're working and they have kids, I think the most important thing is to understand that you can make small changes and pivots to like strengthen that moment that might be really hard. Doesn't mean that we really focus in on having somebody come watch the kids on Wednesday nights from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock so that you can have a moment to breathe or go have free time. Is it, you know, allowing yourself a little grace at work and knowing that your team can handle it and stepping away earlier on is okay. Or putting an out of office email up when you're not out of office, just so you can catch up and then be where you need to be. Those are things that I learned along the way. But I really value that in this industry. It's been so flexible for me along the way that I've been able to be part of everything that my kids have going on in life. And
it's probably not just the industry, it's probably the company you work for. You know,
that's a big part of it.
They've probably been very flexible and understanding because they want your talents.
That is a very big part of it.
It's a blessing.
And another thing that I love about you, and our 10 minutes is up. Can you believe it?
So fast.
I know, so fast.
We have to talk about JW.
Well, I know. So that's what I wanted to bring. One of the things I love about you is that not only are you a great mom and a hard worker and an amazing leader that's clear from everything that you're leading in Grand Rapids, is that you're fun. You are fun too. And you have you've got a very full social life. I saw you were just at Laugh Fest with a group of friends enjoying that incredible fundraiser in our city. And you are getting ready to lead your team through International Women's Day. So I wanted to talk about that, and then anything that you would like to share about the JW Marriott and the incredible things going on there. And I can't not thank you for hosting my restaurant that I do absolutely nothing for. Margaux is the coolest. It's got the coolest vibe. It's the best place. Got the best location in the city, right on the water. So I wanted to promote that too.
Thank you.
When you're giving your answer, I want to know because it's a beautiful hotel and we want people to come visit and get a room. But if, you know, someone from town wants to go out downtown, what is there to do just for the evening, and what can they come back for time and time again?
We just threw a lot at you.
Yeah.
You asked 5 questions. So let me wrap it all into this. So I think we always hear that we have to invest in ourselves, right? And I heard it in a really cool way this last year through my Leadership Grand Rapids and a leadership lesson, that you can't pour from an empty cup, right? If I need to fill my cup in order to fill other cups. So I'm really focused on making sure that my cup is filled, because my kids deserve a happy mom. They deserve somebody who's joyful to be around. So I have to make sure that I'm finding those joyful moments in my life in order to pour into them the way that I should. So I do have fun. I enjoy life. We only live one of it. I really believe that, and I try to make the most of it. So even if I'm jam-packed in my schedule, I want to do all the things, and I do it with them. I do it with my friends. I do it with my family. I do it in any way that I can. So I'll say that. This hotel is very special to me. I've been here for a minute. You know, I love the JW brand. I am invested in this brand. It's a beautiful luxury brand. I think it's very inviting. Something that's really important to me is for people to know that, yes, this is a big, blue, iconic building on the river, and it can be intimidating, but I want this hotel to feel like the community's hotel. I want people to come into this space and feel like they belong here. I want them to feel like that this is their hotel. So something that we do throughout the year are social events, where the whole point of them is to invite community in, have a drink, don't have a drink, dance your butt off, do all the things. We get DJs, we do these things. I want people to feel like they can come in and do that in this space. The other thing, and you touched on Margaux, and I really want to talk about Margaux because it is an amazing restaurant in this building. The culinary team is incredible. Service is incredible. We have the domes out on the JDEK that are all lit up along the river. Those are coming down soon, and we'll activate the JDEK for the summer. There's music out there. The menu is approachable. It's great food. It's like such a cool vibe. But we just launched a brand new lunch menu that is awesome. So people see Margaux, and I think you catch evening vibe on it. But we do an awesome breakfast, and we do an awesome lunch. And I'd love for people to come in on their lunch, do their business meetings here, check out the menu. It's really special, and you can't really find anything else like it downtown, but it's still very approachable. So those are the couple of things, but we do have a full service spa in this hotel. Our overnight rooms, we are going through a huge renovation right now, and we're about halfway done. We'll complete at the end of this year, but half of the rooms in this hotel are brand new and beautifully renovated. So if I'm getting my pitch and what's happening at JW, those are some of the big things.
You did a fantastic job.
I've been there for lunch, sitting outside along the river, and it's phenomenal. In the summertime, you cannot beat it.
You can't.
It is like pole position for this whole city, sitting there. It's amazing.
Yes. So I know you have a International Women's Month photo that you need to get to. So
yes,
I want to thank you so much for your time. This has been incredible. Norina Cadili, JW Marriott Grand Rapids, General Manager, and all of the other wonderful things that you are. Thank you for your time today. We appreciate you. Our city appreciates you.
Thank you. And thank you for giving me your time as well.